Hey yo, what is up? In today's video, I want to find out if glass skates will help me improve my aim. Now to do this, I have installed brand new glass feet on my Lamzu Atlantis. Before this, of course, I was on PTFE pads on my VGN Dragonfly. Now, if you've seen any of my previous review videos, you know that I've been diligently tracking my aim trainer scores in the name of science. I have a playlist of 5 challenge scenarios that I cycle through every day. And to keep the experiment as objective as possible, I do this once a day without any prior preparation or practice. And now PTFE skates have been in use for many years, moving into the mainstream, and most manufacturers nowadays offer them as stock equipment, replacing the old vinyl or plastic that was the default skates of the past. Glass skates are still relatively new and have been gaining popularity over the last couple of years, and there's mixed reviews on them because there's quite a few people who make them, so the experience will be different from brand to brand. But overall, from my observation, I think the glass experience is mostly positive. However, there are conditions where PTFE skates will feel smoother than the glass experience. Case in point, I found PTFE skates much quicker than glass skates on different pads. This particular pad surface is much like the Artisan Raiden, very smooth and very quick, but the glass skates comes to a faster, abrupt stop versus the PTFE skates that slows down much more gradually before coming to a stop. On an Odin Infinity pad, however, the glass skates feel like they're almost 1/3 faster than the PTFE skates. They effortlessly glide much further than the PTFE pads on my Dragonfly. Anyways, here are the results after 3 weeks of testing the same mouse on the same pad with 3 different skates running the same 5 challenge scenarios once a day without any practice. Here we go. And here is the first scenario. This one is called 1 wall 6 targets. Basically pretty straightforward. A wall with 6 small targets, and you just need to continuously hit those same targets. Fairly straightforward. But yeah, let's take a look at the results over the past 3 weeks. Now this is the chart over the past couple of months, starting from sometime in July. You can see me starting off with an IKEA mousepad, and then to the Artisan Zero Die, and then eventually to the Odin Infinity. Now for the month of August with the Artisan, you can see me continuously improving in my ability to improve. You know, I mean, I'm getting better. I was using the Dragonfly F1 Pro Max with the stock PTFE skates, and then in sometime end of August, 23rd of August, I switched over to the Odin Infinity, still on the standard PTFE skates on the Dragonfly. My performance still maintained that way, did not particularly get better or worse. And then I switched on to the new Lamzu Atlantis with the glass skates, and here you can see my first day was on the 1st of September, and you can see on my first day the performance was okay, and then on my 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, it just went not very good. As you can see, it just fell from the average, which is somewhere around here. It just got off to a really bad start. And then the last day on the glass skates, it did pretty well, but by the time I had already made up my mind to switch switch the skates up to PTFE dots, which is what I got, and for 7 days I played with the PTFE dots. And our PTFE dots are the same as PTFE pads, but then they are in dot shapes, and as you can see, the performance it didn't get better. It just it just continuously got marginally worse, and then right at the end it just got really bad, and it just never really recovered. And once I switched to the PTFE pads, which are the bigger skates, you can see a dramatic improvement. The first day not so much, but the second, third and fourth day, 3 days in a row, hitting my highs and then eventually dropping back down again and then bouncing back up on the last day. But you can see that there is an improvement from the glass skates, and then it got subsequently a bit worse on the PTFE dots, and then rebounding back and in fact hitting my best scores on the PTFE pads after my second, third and fourth day with the PTFE pads. So a dramatic improvement. You can clearly see the results don't lie. And the second scenario is this one. It is called 1 wall 6 targets. The targets here are a little bit bigger. 6 targets continuously changing as you are shooting them, and they are reappearing in a different spot. Pretty straightforward, but here again you can see improvement and then a bit of going down and a bit of going up. But let's take a look at the results, and you can see clearly again, starting with the IKEA Lenspelarri mousepad, the Zero Artisan Zero, the Orange Artisan Zero, and then the Odin Infinity mousepad. You can clearly see that once I changed to the Artisan mousepad, there is a significant improvement. And then when I switched to the Odin Infinity, on my first week with the Odin Infinity, you can see it's not much different to the Artisan Zero results. Basically just maintaining my performance throughout. And then when I switch to the glass skates, you can immediately see a dip in performance. The glass skates and a new mouse immediately drop in performance for 1 week, and then I decided to switch to the PTFE dots. Again, did not improve, did not get any worse, but also did not improve just as bad as the glass skates. And once I switched after 7 days, switched to the PTFE pads, which is basically like stock pads, right? Stock configuration mouse pads that you normally get, but PTFE of course. The first day not so good performance, second day yeah not so good, but not too bad. And then on the third day onwards, I am hitting my stride. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh day, you can clearly see me hitting my highest, one of my highest scores. The highest score was really back here, but you can clearly see a marked improvement once I switched out to the PTFE pads, and this is the 1 wall 6 targets. The next one is this one. This one is fast strafes. Now fast strafes is exactly what it says it is. You're basically tracking your target, and your target is quickly dodging left and right, so it's pretty difficult to track this target. This is actually one of the most difficult ones. Let's take a look at the results to see exactly how it goes. Here you go again. Fast strafes, again divided with 3 different pads. First the IKEA pad, all the average result is somewhere here, with the Zero Artisan stark improvement, and then to the Odin Infinity even more improvement. And then when I started switching to a new mouse with glass skates, did not improve but did not get any worse as well. As you can see, the glass skates results basically the same as the week before that, basically the same results, no improvement but not getting worse. Switch to the PTFE dots, a lot of improvement, because the PTFE dots is actually almost as fast, if not faster, than the glass skates, because the dots are just very fast and very smooth. So I got an improvement there. You can clearly see there is an improvement. And then after 7 days, I switched out to the PTFE pads. Again, very clear improvement, even better than the week before. Why? Because out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out of the 7 days, I only had one bad day. The other 6 days were at my best level performance, the best I've ever played this scenario. So you can clearly see there is an improvement here with the PTFE pads. You can see where I'm going here, right? Next is this one, which is long strafes. Again, strafing is left to right, tracking your target, but long strafes means your target is moving further distances before it starts wiggling left and right. So you're tracking longer distances, and this is the result. Long strafes. Again, IKEA pad to the 0, Artisan 0, there is an improvement, and then it went a bit shit in the middle, and then continued improvement. And once I did the improvement, and then I hit a patch where I just stopped getting better. Even when I switched out to the Odin Infinity, I'm just stagnant here. And then I switched to a new mouse with glass skates, and again the glass skates with the previous week, not much difference. Didn't get better, didn't get worse, still hanging around the same vicinity of performance. Switched to the PTFE dots. On the second day, I hit my highest score, and then went down again, and then went down again, and then went down again, and then stabilized, making a comeback. But I would say overall my average performance with the PTFE dots is almost the same as the glass skates. On average, you can see I had a very good day on the second day, but on the third, fourth, fifth, sixth day, basically come back down to earth again, and about my average score, even with the old mouse and then with the glass skates on the new mouse, basically around the same average score. And as soon as I switch to the PTFE pads, you can see marked improvement on the first and second day, and then had a terrible third day, but bounced back on the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh day. So this is clearly an improvement, right? Because 4 out of 7 days hitting my highest scores with the PTFE pads. So you can't argue with the results. The results are the results. You can see the PTFE pads worked better for me over the PTFE dots and over the glass skates. And let's look at the last scenario, this is called Kovacs Sandbox Intro Scenario. I don't know why it's called that, but it's basically some tracking shots, and then with some dots, or one dot that you shoot, and then it changes to the next dot, and then you do that, and then it goes back to tracking again. But let's take a look at the results. And again, this is the 5 challenge scenarios that I have consistently played the longest, because I've used it since May or June. Sometime around middle of May I started up to September. So you can see the 3 different pads, starting with the IKEA Lance Polare, and then switched to the Artisan 0. You can clearly see there's an improvement as soon as I switched to the Artisan, steady improvement every day. And then switch to the Odin Infinity, you can see very consistent. Did not improve, did not get better, did not get any worse in this scenario. But with the glass skates, it is basically the same as the week before, basically a mirror a mirror result to the week before. Some lows, some highs, and then some lows again. Switch to the PTFE dots, did not get better. In fact, I think it got a little bit worse when I switched to the PTFE dots, and then switched to the PTFE pads. It got consistently better than the first and second week, and the last 2 days hitting my highest score. My last scenario, my last attempt in this scenario, I hit my highest score. So I could objectively say that the PTFE pads session had the best results, because I hit my highest score here, and the rest of the days were just as good and not worse than I've ever played in this scenario. So there you go. This is my results for the last 3 weeks using glass skates, PTFE dots, and PTFE pads on the same mouse with the same mouse pad and the same 5 scenarios, playing these challenge scenarios just once a day without any practice, and the results speak for themselves. So from now onwards, I've decided that I'm just going to stick to PTFE pads, which is basically the stock pads on most mouses that you buy nowadays. And my new challenge for the next week or 2 weeks, I don't know how long the next challenge is going to be, I've actually got myself a new mouse and a new mouse pad. So stick around if you want to know what mouse pad and what mouse I am using, and then we will compare the results to these results you see here, and we'll see what happens next. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and took some useful information, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.